What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today, once again, starting in Majula. We've only got one more Great Soul to go, and then we can head up to that giant castle you see in the distance. And got quite a surprise for you today. We won't be getting that Great Soul in this episode. I'll have to wait till next time. But we can get most of the way to that boss, and that's what we're gonna do. So to start with, you just want to go into this kind of tangled tree area and keep on running through these ruins until you pop out the other side. I meet an NPC.
Have you business with me? The way under's all blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above. Who thought it a good idea to put it there? I'm in quite the pickle now. See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive. It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real-life person was turned to stone, do you?
Alright, so yeah, basically he's commenting on a statue that, of course, if you haven't guessed, we're gonna break with the fragrant branch of yours. So this guy, first of all, let me just point out, oh, now he's looking down. Why can't we get beards like that in the character customization, man? Why don't they ever have any good beards? Second, he's holding something called the Blue Moon Greatsword. Looks a lot like the Moonlight Greatsword, but it's actually a cheap knockoff. Someone made it to look exactly the same, but it's not the real thing. So she goes flying. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. There's gonna be quite the ambush here. These guys are pretty simple to kill, but trying to take them all on at once can be a bit tough. And last but not least, we got a chameleon. These guys like to drop infusion stones pretty often, which is kind of nice. So if you're looking for some materials, I guess, for infusion, you'd probably want to find a place to farm those guys. So she's coughing. Name's Rosabeth, and she's a pyromancer. Gives you one single prism stone to thank you for saving her life. Not very good. So, you can buy a few things from her. A few basic pyromancies. You can get some burrs, slightly boost your defense to certain elements for a while. I've honestly never used one of those. She can sell 3 fire seeds, which means you can upgrade your pyromancy flame 3 times with that. And let's see. And then if you give her equipment, you can it just opens up your inventory of hers, and you can toss her some. Where did I get that from? I have no idea. Yeah, you can just toss her some gear, and then she'll end up wearing it. And the only real benefit to this is just that you'll get an achievement. You don't actually have to give her any gear, and of course she can reinforce your pyromancy flame. So if you talk to her a couple of times, she tells you that Carillion, the sorcery guy that we meet in No Man's Wharf, is her teacher, and they're separated. And yeah, so talk to her a couple of times, she'll head back to Majula. Maybe you have to give her equipment to do that, but pretty sure she'll go back. Now in here, we have a bonfire. And over here, we have a chest. with an Estus Flask Shard. So, could go back to Majula and turn that in. Not really gonna worry about it as of right now. So we enter the first part of the Shaded Woods. If you're unimpressed, don't worry, it gets a lot more shaded later. You guys are actually hideous. Just now occurring to me. So you got a couple of like ranged versions of these guys throwing like dirt at you or something. Sand maybe? I don't even know. There we go. And right back here, get a Pharos Lockstone. And there's gonna be a whole nother group of these guys right here. Eating corpses, it looks like. The Human Effigy, whoops, and Soul of a Proud Knight. Now moving on, we're actually going to get another bonfire. I believe this is called the Forked Road, Ruined Fork Road. Now we have 3 ways we can go. That way is the Shaded Woods. This way is to the castle, which we can't actually go to just yet. And wait a minute, that way is to the castle. This is to Aldia's Keep, which we still can't go to yet, but yeah. Kinda threw me for a loop, because the castle's over there, but you gotta like go left and then right. I really don't know why these guys run the way that they do. It's super just ugly to look at. So anyways, having pointed those 2 things out, we are going to go down the Shaded Woods route. Now this place is kind of scary, honestly. All the enemies in here are invisible, and there's very low visibility, so it's very easy to get lost, as you can see. So there's really no way around that. The best way, or the biggest tip I have, I guess, will be to hug the left side. That's going to be the easiest way to progress. Now this first little opening is going to get you to an NPC called Vengarl. First, make sure that you weren't followed. You can just faintly see the outline of enemies, but it looks like we're okay. Before I forget, actually, Fire Seed right back here. So, this NPC is actually just a decapitated head. You can see right there. So we're going to talk to him.
I like it quiet. Leave me be. What business have you here, traveller? You may call me Vengarl, if I deserve a name in this sorry state. 'Tis rare to flap these gums. This is pleasant. Long ago, I was hired to defend the kingdom. I remember a long, brutal fight, and then somebody killed me. So I thought, I came to, and found myself like this. I don't know what explains it, but it's not so bad, really. Now I watch the days go by, gaze at the night sky, thinking of the finer things. Far removed from war, I'd grown weary of battle, but did not realize it until now. I know not what brings you on this journey, nor will I deign to ask. You may bear a great burden, don't we all? I prefer to stay my distance, but I want to warn you of something. My body, I see visions. My body, headless, raging without me. My body, wielding my sword, a sword forged only to kill. My body will show no mercy. If you see the wretched thing, stay far away.
Alright, so that's about all. Get the decapitate gesture. You actually buy the claymore and the greatsword from him. Kind of cool. You get magic barrier spell. He sells gold pine resin and lightning urns, as well as destructive great arrows. Now, talk to him a bit more. I think he just gives you more backstory, basically. And finally, at the end, it gives you his helmet. So, probably one of the uglier things in the game, but pretty much every new player ends up wearing it because it's like a free helmet, right? There are a couple of things you get for free in this game. You get the Drangleic set after you summon someone to help you kill the pursuer, and you get Bengarl's helm. This is essentially what, actually I can do you one better. Fire longsword and a Drangleic shield. This is what every new player looks like when they play this game. Every single one. Every single one. Every time I made a new friend on Dark Souls and they're like, oh yeah, it's like my first time playing. Really like it. We'd play together. This is what they'd be wearing when they show up in my world. Anyways. Just had to get that off my chest. Okay. So, moving on. Again, we're just going to stick to the left. There are some items in here, but every item you go for pretty much, yeah, it's crazy how little visibility you have. Every item you go for, oh, you can actually see right there. A crossbow man, or a man holding a crossbow. He's invisible, and he's looking at me. He's probably about to come try to kill me. Now if we walk out here, he becomes much harder to see. You can't lock onto them, but you can't hit them. He's backing away, being very feisty. Got him. I'll hit him once at least. And they like actually are pretty competent opponents as well. Like they roll away from your attacks and everything, so yeah, kind of interesting. So I'm going to run straight there, grab that item, and I'm going to run straight back, just so we don't get lost, okay? Now there's only one other item I'm actually going to grab in this area, but it's a good one. Now there are these trees. Is this one of them? Maybe not. There's some trees with like faces on them. If you hit them, they kind of wail, and they'll attract nearby enemies. But if you go up this way, we're going to get to the next area. You'll be able to see again, but we need to get this chest right here. So again, just stick to the left side. Someone just took a swing at us. We're just going to keep running though. All the way up here. And they're going to come up behind us. Get the Chloranthy ring +1, just in time for him to run up behind. There we go. And now we're of course going to stick to the right and head up this way. This is one of the trees with the faces, so try to avoid hitting those. And you can see another enemy right through there. I can't tell if he... I feel like he sees us. I don't know. But yeah, that area is just kind of annoying to go through. So we come up here, and there's a bonfire right behind this ramp. Make sure you grab that. And let's see, how many fragrant branches of yore do I have? I have 2 more. Okay, that should be good. So, I actually haven't been hit yet, so we can just move on. Now, there are more of these invisible guys in this area. Luckily, you can see them much easier, but you still can't lock onto them or anything, so they are kind of frustrating to fight. Now, this area is actually quite short, but there's lots of treasure to get in it, and it's basically just up to you. There's tons of statues around here. There's one right there, you can see. There's one right there. There's going to be a few more up ahead, so it's basically just up to you, like how many fragrant branches of yore you want to spare. But first, This one right here we are going to get because it will unlock a very good character later on. So we're going to try to make this jump. Awesome. Use the fragrant branch if you are. Now, these are like lion warrior people. I believe they're called Ferosa Knights, something like that. Pretty tough opponents, but their moveset's pretty simplistic. And they don't have a lot of health, so I guess they're not really tough opponents at all. But he dropped the Fang key, which we're going to use in there somewhere. That hole in the wall, but of course we can't get through it that way. So we're just going to carry on as normal and come back to that. So, already got that item hanging off the ledge. Now I guess down here, oh, that just leads to the cliffside that we were just at, so nothing too important there. Get 10 magic bolts there. So as you can see, I'm like taking a lot of curse damage. There are tons of these curse, I'm just gonna call them curse jars in this area, and they're just kind of nasty, but pretty easy to counter. You can just roll through them and they break. However, oh, we got an invisible enemy right here. However, they do hit you like through walls. The reason that I was being cursed there, even though I broke that one, well, there's one up there, but there's also one downstairs here in the corner. So yeah, they can hit you from kind of far away, so be very careful of that. Now there's a crystal lizard right here. Gonna grab him real quick. Some good stuff from him. Finally got a bolt stone too, so we can get lightning on this great sword. A dark scythe in there, and I believe that's it for items. Now this NPC down here, you need the Ring of Whispers to actually like kind of interact with him, and you can summon him for this boss fight. Basically his story is he's being bullied by his sister. His sister's the boss, and if you do all that, you summon him, defeat her, he'll give you the first dragon ring, which is a pretty good ring. It improves your health, stamina, and equipment load, kind of like the Ring of Favor and Protection in the first game. But the first dragon ring is the weakest version of any of the dragon rings. There's a second dragon ring and a third dragon ring, and the third dragon ring is actually pretty easy to get. You just have to wait till later on, so we're probably not going to bother with that. But Ring of Whispers can be purchased from the cat in Majula Chalqua for probably around 5,000 souls, something like that. Just thought I'd point that area out. Okay, so like I said, lots of statues to be kind of unlocked in this area. I suppose we'll do this one. I'll try to point out the other ones, and if that's going to be my last fragrant branch, obviously, but hopefully I remember what the drops are behind them if I can't unlock them. Get repair, 3 human effigies, and 3 bleeding serums. So if I had remembered what was in that chest, I probably would not have unlocked it. I definitely wouldn't have, actually. And I probably didn't remember because it's just garbage and there's no reason to actually unlock that at all. Non-memorable drops for sure. Like you don't want me to backstab you. Oh, that's right, they hit really hard. It's like I remember these guys being kind of tough. That would be why. Get another Ferrous Lockstone and a soul up there. Now we have the special golden lion. He's only special because he's gold. And if you unlock that, there's just be an item on that corpse. I apologize, but I don't remember what it is. You really do need a lot of fragrant branches to get through this area, at least to completion. Now this suspicious looking floor right here obviously breaks. Didn't see that coming, you're a fool. See that smooth move right there? Took out the enemy without him even hitting us, and we broke all the jars. There's going to be another one up top here. Oh, please have mercy. Let me get my stamina back. Alright, nothing really to gain from that. Just some housekeeping, getting rid of them. Now, over here, I do remember. I don't remember what the armor set is called, but if you... What am I hearing? Oh, a chameleon. That chest back there that you can get to by unlocking this statue is probably the best armor in the game for casters. Every piece of it, I believe, does something to help you. I know the gloves, which in this case with this particular set are actually technically just like bracelets, increase your casting speed. I think the hood like gives you extra, or wait, no, there is no hood. I usually use Straid's hood. Anyways, you get buffs like extra casting speed, more spell uses, all that kind of fun stuff, so definitely worth grabbing if you are a caster. Of any kind, for that matter. Now we get Creighton up here as well. I'm gonna just kind of skip through. He's just complaining about Pate some more. But if you talk to him, exhaust his dialogue, we can summon him for the boss fight, so. Heading back down. Last thing we gotta do is fall through the floor again. I'm gonna heal up so I don't die. Okay, that was okay. We get Dark Diver again. I'm sure you remember him. Homing Soul Mass. Now, actually, I think he has something I want. I'm not gonna do his questline because I'm not really a Hex character, so we're just gonna destroy him. He's evil, okay? Don't give me flack for hitting a guy in a wheelchair. Yes, the Dragon Chime. Ironically, the best chime in the game for miracles, not for hexes. Has S scaling with lightning, B for dark, so we are going to want that. It requires 50 faith though, so I guess he probably could have survived since there's no way I'm hitting 50 faith in this playthrough. Anyways, moving on. This like acid stuff, the liquid will hurt your weapons pretty bad, so don't step in it, obviously. And I'll pretty much just have like an onslaught of chameleons to deal with up here. Alright, looks good. There was an item over here. Get Twinkling Titanite. And this door is opened by the Fang key that we picked up earlier. And weird naked crow lady. But her name is Ornifex. There you go. And she's a blacksmith. A pretty good one too. The Fragrant Branch of Yore. That used to be a Nestus Flask Shard. Kind of disappointing, but anyways. So we can pop back out this hole in the wall here that I pointed out earlier. This should look familiar. We are back by the bonfire. So at this point we can just run along. Oh, I gotta grab that chest up there real quick. I almost forgot about that. But you don't have to get any of this stuff, obviously. I'm showing you where it is, so in case there is something in this area that does interest you, you can of course just grab it. But it is super easy to just run, well, all the way from Majula, honestly, all the way to this boss. you actually probably don't have to fight a single enemy. We get Titanite Chunk, Petrified Dragon Bone, and definitely open that chest up if you do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and reverse hollowing here. Now we can head on over to the boss. I thought Crate and Summon Sign would be around here somewhere. I think I'm just missing something. Hold on a second. Okay, so I misspoke. You can't actually summon him for this boss fight. The only NPC summon you can actually get would be the other Scorpion we saw earlier. This boss's brother, but we're not gonna need that. Now she just looks like an innocent little person buried in the sand. But obviously she's not. You run up to her and then run away. So she can burrow underground, and it's pretty dangerous when she does so. She can hit you with the Scorpion Claw, she can hit you with Scorpion Tail, she can hit you with her Spear. And she's also got quite a bit of magic. The magic is definitely the most dangerous part. But can be avoided with a couple nice little rolls. Now you'll do much less damage to her when you actually hit the tail like that, so do be aware of that. Yeah, you really want to aim for the person looking part of her. More magic. Don't panic and roll too early. Try to time it. So when she burrows underground, she'll pop up right underneath you, do a whole bunch of damage. But if you stand on this stone piece right here, she actually won't be able to hit you because she can't come up through it. She'll just pop up right next to you. There we go. And it'll take her a second to recover, so you can get some free damage in. Ah, jeez. Scorpion Tail does lots of damage, by the way. Here we go again with the homing Soul Mass. Oof. Couldn't really time that out so I could dodge her physical attack and magic, but that's okay. We got plenty of heals. This fight's actually kind of tough. Like, she has lots of different attacks, and she has hit decently hard for sure. But the biggest thing is that she's quick, you know? Like, anytime you think you're hitting her during her recovery after she swings her spear or something, she goes in with those Scorpion Claws. But we, of course, had no problem because I'm a pro player. She can knock down these trees and stuff if you, like, bait her into attacking near it. I think it's like a flame butterfly up there or something. I could be wrong, but I remember the one time I did knock the tree down, I was very disappointed. I thought it was gonna be like it's some incredible thing, you know? Just felt like it had to be. Just glaring at me, waiting for me to get it. But anyways, walking into the next area, Doors of Pharos. Oh god, get away from me. We're gonna run through here and grab this bonfire. And that's where I'm gonna end this episode, and we'll get right into the next one after this, but thank you for watching, and until next time, have a good one.